Welcome, ladies and gents, to ECS Europe. I'm here with James and Janko, and it's going to be a cracking match here we got today. Of course, we're starting a little bit later than usual because it's just a 1 best of 3, and it will be Astralis versus FaZe. So we're going to get onto some Kjaerbye hype straight away, which is awesome. I mean, I'm pretty excited to see him play. What do you guys think?
I mean, yesterday we saw karrigan playing for Dignitas. He performed really well up to that last map a bit. So obviously Kjærbye needs to step up so that, you know, he proves that he was also a good addition to Astralis. Otherwise, it's doomed. Then it's doomed. The first game tells everything.
Yeah, and we do have a really cool map pool as well, don't we, James?
Yeah, we've got some explosive maps coming up for you. But I forget the order. Do you remember the order?
I think it's Cash Mirage Dust 2. I think that's the order. But it might be.
I think you're right.
It ends in Dust 2. It's like Cash Mirage and Mirage Cash.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So 3 nice open maps should be explosive. Explosions and explosiveness. Boom. Cash Mirage and Dust 2. Nice stuff. So, I mean, what do we expect here, really? What can we expect with Kjaerbye? Is this their first? I guess it's the first match.
Yeah, first official match. What's interesting here is that Astralis didn't veto Cobblestone. They veto Inferno, and FaZe didn't pick it as well. So then they vetoed it in the second phase. So maybe that's a sign of things to come for Astralis. Maybe they're going to implement that map into their pool. As we see, the pistol round has already ended. Dan.
Who needs pistol rounds? Henry doesn't like him anyway, so we might as well just move on.
It's true. Henry is actually a fan of the CGS system. What was it, like MR10, no pistol rounds, full economy? But we're going to be into this one straight away, guys. So, as you can see, we did miss the pistol round. Astralis will pick that one up, and FaZe will be on a poor economy immediately, which is never nice. But what can we expect here? We want to see a good anti-eco. So I guess the bomb did go down here for FaZe in the previous round.
Well, let's see. Everyone is dying on the FaZe side, essentially. And
what's interesting here is that actually karrigan tweeted at me saying that Kjærbye is going to be able to do whatever he wants. He said that he wants to give him the same role he had in Dignitas, which is going to result in karrigan's role being altered a little bit on the T side. So that's a good decision in my opinion, but we go into the first gun round now. Not a very strong buy for FaZe here. Only a couple of 2 smokes and 3 flashes left.
Straight up. Let's see if Kjærbye will wait. Often people will wait in this position, but not Kjærbye. He is going to go for the frags immediately. And FaZe did get the plant in the first round, which would be indicated by the AKs that we see here. Also, the forklift has been slightly adjusted by Revolvo. They didn't go for the FM Pone one when it didn't have a roof or any support for the roof. They have tried to modify it though, so it is less frustrating, because it is indeed a very frustrating position. So Astralis with an early advantage. We've got 2 smokes and a flash here, not much for FaZe.
No, but a bit of boost going on for Astralis over there by the B-bomb site, which is always fun to see, although this is a really sneaky angle. You don't often see this, so this should be good for 1 frag, but will the refrag come in quickly? Because Device is probably only good for 1, and if they just get themselves in a forward position, it's going to be hard here for Device to actually stay alive in, but he's going to get another frag. karrigan with 1 as well, so looks like it's going to be working out perfectly here for the Astralis side now, as jkaem is the last man standing. They're checking out what he can get done here. If there's a fast frag, but he's going to get assaulted from both sides. Not much else to be done, and Astralis will win the round. Very creative boost there, and it works out lovely.
Great play, considering that they knew that FaZe was on a weak buy. And the problem is, if someone molotovs that spot, then both of the players have to move, and there's not a lot of places you can hide. After that, the boost of Kjærbye was interesting because, you know, you might think that there's no reason to go for aggressive plays when their opponents have a weak buy anyway. You can just play it more defensively and use your utility to combat them. But it's always up to those mind games, right? FaZe probably expects the same, so you can surprise them by going for that boost early.
Well, FaZe on the eco now. We'll see if there is a proper approach, and it appears so. At least you can see there is some kind of plan here from FaZe, boosting people up into the boost position, I guess. And the bomb is just checking for the flank, but it seems A is the plan. I wonder how many players FaZe will actually commit to mid here, or if they'll just go for pot shots with deagles, because surely if they try to actually push mid, it would be suicide, although they have around 4 people, so maybe they can trade, although obviously it is unlikely in these situations, and indeed they'll get cut down. Zipex has been picked off by jkaem, who's made it onto the site, but not with the bomb. So it is 1 versus 4, and it's just about how much more damage he can do to the economy. Won't be much at all, and Astralis march on.
So not much doing for FaZe so far. I mean, the money is really getting quite great for Astralis, which is really, really cool for them. And that's going to give them a lot of safety to actually start taking some risks here. But I wonder if they'll decide to actually take risks against a team like FaZe, because, you know, not being a very highly strategic team or a team that they could go and do some crazy stuff here or there, you might want to just play it really safely and soundly and just let them make more mistakes. Just play it solid, and we're going to see Astralis receiving a bit of a mid push there, but it's a bit staggered, in fact. So there's no trade frag for FaZe. jkaem will have a forward position, and perhaps he'll get a flash from a teammate there. I believe maybe he did, and he'll get a quick entry there. Beautiful stuff there, really flexing his muscles with that AK-47. But Astralis probably still fairly comfortable in this situation, but this frag will be big. jkaem picking up another one, controlling mid, and now the information here for Astralis. You can see how desperate they are for that info, going back into mid to reclaim it and try to see what the hell's going on, but they don't know just yet. But here comes the A push, so now they know, but will they be able to defend it?
Kjærbye's moving into position, lots of flashes coming in, and Fox will get taken down for free. And that will run distraction to allow dupreeh to take down aizy as well. So not really working out for FaZe on this occasion. Astralis surviving with 3 players.
Good example right there of reactionary Counter-Strike. FaZe, after FaZe got the advantage, you could see that Astralis pushed their 2 A players towards mid to get the kill there, and immediately FaZe reacts by running out of A main, but some good counter flashes from dupreeh allowed Kjærbye to get into position, and they managed to hold the FaZe players by themselves. And 5-0 for Astralis, no plan for FaZe yet again.
Action reaction.
Yes. Physics.
That's what I like to call it. That's my thing, but Foreign like to mock me for it.
So here we go, just a bit of a cleanup then for the echoing players of FaZe again. They've not really had much luck as far as winning rounds has been going so far. So that's the 6-0. Astralis looking really comfortable at the moment. How are FaZe going to break them though? It feels like Astralis are just playing really solid and just trying to react. They're not really. It doesn't seem like they're interested in trying to play aggressively earlier in the round to try and, let's say, disrupt the plan, because FaZe likely that's not going to be a strength of theirs.
They finally have a AWP on Fox, but I don't think they know the device has an op as well, because they didn't see it yet. He bought it in the previous round and they went A, so might catch them off guard in this round as dupreeh gets another entry kill on Kio.
Yeah, so FaZe on the back foot already once again. So we have a very aggressive hold here from these 2 CTs, Zipex creeping in. And I think his teammate was just facing Zipex in case there was a flash. Indeed, his teammate will flash dupreeh in. And he will finish aizy off and take control of main. So Astralis taking aggressive angles here, not allowing FaZe to do what they want. Not even settling on a 1-man advantage, but deciding to take even more.
Yeah, not really sure about that one, why they went for another risky push as Kjærbye rips the head off of Fox on that boost area. Or at least why doesn't dupreeh flash in before Zipex goes for that wide peak, right? But in the end, they managed to refrag yet again and have a 3v2 advantage.
Yeah, Rain's always a dangerous man though, and we'll see him picking up an extra kill before being refragged by dupreeh. And now it's on to jkaem as he uses the smoke for cover to get himself a more forward position here. Maybe onto a fragging scenario. And oh, very weak player there he spots in dupreeh and goes for the headshot on the second. I think he even got a dink through the forklift there, but he won't get the kill, unfortunately for him. So that's the 7-0 there for Astralis, and despite some mistakes being made by Astralis. Yes?
Kjærbye and dupreeh have 26 kills in 7 rounds.
Oh, I just noticed the 41 and the 12 one there.
Insane.
Where are they getting these frags?
I think it's time for FaZe to go away from the A bomb site and see what's up towards that B bomb site. But there they're gonna find device on the op then.
Duan.
Well, let's see if device can hold. He's got karrigan in for a quick rotation. Should it be required? And it's always nice how you can play around with those smokes if it doesn't go all the way inside T warehouse. Can be a bit of a blind spot for the T's. Now we've got a player in the vent for the CTs, and that is karrigan. He's going to get taken down by Fox, and we see device creeping. He's flashed though. There's not much he can do. Rain's coming in from the back, but is he actually going to get this frag? What is going on? He's trying to burst, and finally Fox will come in and finish it off. That is absurd. 2 versus 3. dupreeh coming in from the back, and the bomb is not yet down. We've got Molotovs. Rain might die. He's got 6 HP. Can he even escape? No, he can't escape. Fox is alone. He's got over a minute though.
Yeah, he does have the bomb to plant though, so that's something. He doesn't have to reposition to try to pick it up or something like that. But he's, wow, actually just to adjust, has to react. It seemed like he didn't understand the play could be there just then, but he does still manage to get the frag. He's got the great angle with the AWP as well, potentially trying to fake out that player. And oh, I could feel the flick coming in from Fox there, but he could not be quick enough. dupreeh killing him easily as he was so softened up. And they do try to finish the round on B, but that's not working out either.
Decent try there by Fox, but I'd always like for the player to plant the bomb, because look at the money on FaZe. Yes, the Fox has 4,400, but the rest of the team has around 3,500. That's not really enough for a healthy buy. With another $800, they could all have AKs and all of the grenades and still fight and still have a strong gun round. Right now, they're probably going to have to go for pistols, armor, and a couple of grenades, and maybe an execute towards the A bomb site.
One interesting thing about this map, which I didn't see any discussion about, was the vents. If the vent into B is unbroken and the CTs are standing next to it, it's quite disadvantageous compared to how it used to be, in the sense that if the Ts walk up at a certain angle, they can pretty much see your entire body, but you can't see them at all unless you crouch in the vents, which might be a problem once people start to realize that in future. Something to look out for.
Well, something to look out for right now is that Kjaerbye and dupreeh, despite the opposing team going towards B that round, they're not really stopping. They've got themselves 15 frags between each other, 30 kills on those two players, right?
In 8th round.
They have 3 times more kills than their whole team combined, and they have like 2 times more kills than the whole FaZe team together. That's some domination right there. But yeah, I think what FaZe would ideally, what's the ideal thing for them to do right now is an execute like NIP or G2.
Old GT.
Yeah, used to have on towards that B bomb side with a lot of notoriously G2 beat Astralis on cash in Pro League because they ran that one strat 3 or 4 times and Astralis couldn't find an answer to it. So a set execute to isolate device on that bomb site, make him play from an uncomfortable spot with good usage of Molotovs, and try to win a round like that, because being spread out in defaults right now is not working for them. Astralis has some great timings with some boosts, aggressive pushes, and they're ripping FaZe apart right now.
Yes, they are. And it looks like the B play will come in. It's, of course, the quasi, as they got loads of round loss bonus, so able to afford the Tech 9 and armor, and they'll be getting the bodies in towards B, but can they actually get the kills here? Device will actually whiff a shot, and because of such a miss, he's going to go down, leaving things to dupreeh and Zipex. The Titan that has been Kjaerbye so far in this match is also dead, so maybe there's a chance now for FaZe as they have the bomb ticking away. And there is a kill on both of these players for Astralis, so they are taking their sweet time about this. dupreeh looking for an angle, using that smoke to his advantage. In goes the flash, though. He knows it's time to move. In goes dupreeh onto the site. The first frag will be his. Can't get the second, as Zipex will also die on his offensive effort through the vents. And that will be a round for FaZe, finally, and also winning it on the quasi.
Yeah, the B bombs, it was definitely the place to go since Device was alone there, but honestly, he missed a couple of shots. That's always going to happen from time to time, but I don't think it happens to Device that often. So it mostly came down to that and karrigan dying pretty early around towards mid, around the vents area, which gave complete control of the bomb site to FaZe. But now, since Astralis obviously had a strong economy, as Device gets picked off by Fox, both teams have a strong buy here.
Well, this time it's FaZe getting a fast pick. dupreeh with strafe at the right time to even up the numbers here, but still an advantage FaZe at this point. Let's have a look at see how Astralis will try and handle defending 2 sites with a man down. Obviously, Zipex is now going to be in the vent, and he's in a position to rotate between mid and B as necessary. Kjaerbye is holding a flashbang, which I think that would pop above Zipex so he can peek from the vent at the same time. Indeed, the vent is covering him, but he's still going to get wrecked by jkaem. Down goes Kjaerbye as well, trying to do what he can, but it won't be anything. So 2 versus 4, and surely, unless karrigan gets a monster spray down here, this should be FaZe's round.
Yeah, he goes for it. He does get the dink on the second player, but that is a wrap for karrigan. And dupreeh is going to go for the save here. And I have to say, from a tactical standpoint, dupreeh played he made quite a smart play in in A main earlier in the round when Device went for the pick and lost it against Fox, and the smoke was down. He picked up the AWP, and then because the smoke covered the angle that was covered by Fox, dupreeh got like an off angle, so that when Fox eventually was going to go a bit further, because of how it works with how your model shows, based on the distance you are away from the corner, he will see Fox peeking first, so he gets a huge advantage if Fox tries to actually push in a little bit more, and he did. So it's a very smart little maneuver there from dupreeh, but of course it's not going to amount to too much, and FaZe finally string 2 rounds together.
And it is going to be tricky for Astralis here. I think they're just going to save in the following round. Maybe buy a couple of pistols since dupreeh saved the op. But we'll have to wait and see. Bit of an unlucky timing for Astralis there as well with the flash. For Zipex, him and Kjaerbye just got pretty much destroyed towards that mid area. But they do decide to force it with dropping the op to Device and Zipex and karrigan with the FAMAS and UMP.
Do you know what the purpose of that smoke is? Well, I have to come back to it as the action's coming in pretty fast here. And now FaZe are really bringing things back. The CTs, their economy is getting absolutely wrecked here already. There's a minute 40 on the clock and Astralis have 2 players left. That is not how you expect your CT sides to go.
Great call from FaZe to go for an aggressive push towards mid, because they knew even if Astralis goes for a force buy, they're not going to have all of the nades. So maybe there's not going to be a Molotov on top of that boost spot, maybe not a lot of grenades towards the mid area. And they just get all the entry frags and pretty much run over Astralis pretty quickly.
FaZe have been, on their approach to mid at the beginning of a round, they've been doing this consistent smoke, which I have seen from some other teams as well, though it's not very common, where they bounce a smoke off the wall in front of the truck, which lands to the left of the entrance into main. And I think the purpose of it is to go through the wall. It bounces off that smoke and lands back here. And but I don't understand why.
It's supposed to stop the incendiary.
Ah, above. Okay, I thought maybe it did that, but I wondered, like, really? Is it going to go that high? But apparently so.
Yeah. I can't remember what team did it first. Someone tweeted me about it not so long ago.
Someone did it yesterday, I think, as well.
Yeah.
If you had cash yesterday, or when it was you and me casting, then I can't remember. But yeah, nice little trick right there.
They finally broke the money of Astralis as well, so Device will be the Lone Ranger for this round. 4 P250s coming out, always nice to see. Love me some P250. I was actually playing with, Sean Gears made a video about pistols recently, and I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but I think his argument was you don't need to buy helmets, basically. I mean, Kevlar. Is that the gist of it, or? The
gist of it is, that most, like 80% of kills in pistol rounds are headshots, so there's no reason for you to buy Kevlar because you're going to be killed by a headshot anyway, and
Obviously,
Kevlar doesn't help you with that.
Though that logic is a little bit flawed in some ways.
But I mean, if he's arguing that, I do wonder what he thinks of P250s then on the T side, because it basically doubles the range of said headshots. If you're not going to buy Kevlar, you might as well buy P250.
I think that maybe some teams don't put enough thought into pistol rounds. In a sense, we're going to buy 5 armors on the T side, wait for them to push in. If they don't push, we're going to group up together and go somewhere, right? But in order to do that, you don't need 5 armors. You can have 3 or maybe even just the first 2 players with armor, and then you can have the rest of the players maybe drop them a pistol and buy some nades, or just buy nades, because if you get the control of the bomb site, well, a Molotov on the plants on the bomb is gonna be much more worth to you than an armor for you to do the CTs straight up, right?
And also, actually, I think teams will probably start to become a little bit more aware of it, because, when NIP play, you say how incredibly important it is for them, specifically to win pistol rounds, because they're so good at claiming the anti-ecos and force buys and so on. But just quickly, they actually have some strats now in pistol rounds where they, on CT side, where they play retake and fast rotation positions with dropping 3 P250s, because they're so good at armor, and they allow the Ts to come close, and that's kind of the plan, is to play against the armor. So that's actually an interesting evolution. But we're into the round again with buys, so it's time to see how Astralis is going to play defense, how FaZe are going to open this up with their offense. And speaking of an offense, they've got 2 AWPs going, so this is probably going to be a slow start to this round as they look for the initial defenses to potential aggression, as well as just picks here. We've got kioShiMa by door and the other AWP Fox by B storage.
I don't think I've seen kioShiMa AWP before.
Well, apparently he's an opera now, James, so deal with it.
Good to know. Well, let's see if what FaZe can do with 2 AWPs on the T side. Did they pick up the second AWP? I don't know why you would...
I think this is simply because he's going squeaky, and at some point they're probably going to try and force a player towards highway so that he gets an easy, potentially easy frag there.
Well, let's see if it will play out that way. You've got the potential vent players being forced out. Lurker towards B is indeed rotating over towards the A site. That's Fox. Maybe he gets boosted up. I don't know. We've got one AWPer and Squeaky, and Fox is moving into main. So indeed, highway has been opened up, and aizy's moving his way up highway or short, if you will. There's still a boost coming in for the CTs on the site, and aizy may find it pretty quickly. Perfect flashbangs coming in as well. Doesn't see the other player though. He didn't realize he was boosted. Now we're down to a 2 versus 2. 2 AWPs versus 2 M4s.
Yeah, but the side is held by FaZe. They've got the plant down now as well, so they're in a really sick position, to be honest, with those 2 AWPs, because the CTs are enough distance that they can actually use them fairly effectively. Although that incendiary is going to block off quads, so that's going to be a little bit annoying there for Fox. So it's Astralis moving in from the forklift position. Can they get the kills here? Actually making first contact. Fox there with the first frag. kioShiMa gets the next one as well. So pretty easily done in the end by FaZe. And they did miss the kill on the player forced up highway as Kjærbye went into the car position, but it was a cool little... That was actually a pretty decent round overall by FaZe.
It was a good round. A bit... I mean, Kjærbye was supposed to watch highway towards the A bomb site from truck, but he got flashed, and that bought enough time for aizy to get into the bomb site and get the initial kill. And in the end, FaZe managed to get good trade kills, and Fox and Keo secured the 2v2, and that forces Astralis on another eco.
Speaking of which, knowing that the CTs are going to be on eco, would you ever like drop one of the 2 AWPs here and pick up a AK instead? Because if things get hairy, you might be in a bit of a weird situation, perhaps?
I mean, if you have a lot of money, you can do it and buy anyway. But it's not that big of an issue. You just put maybe one AWPer to watch B all the way from spawn, another AWPer to watch A main, and then the rifles play around. But as we saw, FaZe just went for a quick mid push again, and...
Okay, well, we have 3 AWPs and also sniper.
Probably to spam mid, I guess.
Yeah, well, this is the...
Yeah, they dropped 2 AKs in spawn there, so... That's, I mean, they might go back for them. We'll see.
He's gonna do some damage, I think, for sure. Oh, just missed it.
Definitely a very worth investment.
Yeah, and great comeback from FaZe into this game. They were down 8-0. They managed to string 6 rounds in a row. So definitely back into this game. And we know that Astralis, even before, can have problems on their T side. Especially now when they just got Kjærbye into the team.
I kind of wonder if Rain is going to be, or the guy who had the auto sniper, if he was going to actually be throwing both AKs up closer, because we have 3 AWPs still held on by FaZe. Only Rain swapping out from the auto sniper back to the AK, and here is Fox. He's being toyed with, but he's going to take down Device. Device being a little bit quiet in this cash match so far, and that could be to the detriment of Astralis. I think that in some ways has allowed a bit of a comeback from FaZe, as that was one of the reasons why those B rounds were started to really work. Now, it's a great situation here for FaZe, 5 versus 4 with just under a minute to play with, and it's going to get even worse here for Astralis. Another kill coming in for FaZe, kioShiMa with the AWP. Oh, the flick almost good there, but not quite. Astralis taking 1 frag back, and they know what's going on. Going for the rotation here to try to save the B-bomb side, but it's going to be really tough with all these nades still.
Well, we've got 1 CT coming in from T-spawn, but there we go. Fox tries to take him down. aizy will trade, however. Kjaerbye walking in now, and he will be popped in the face by Rain, leaving Zipex alone versus 3. It is the last round of the first half, so no choice but to go for it. He does have a kit, but no nades whatsoever. And you can see aizy... Ooh, has he found a bit of a vulnerability? aizy's peeking wide now, but timing is everything. There's one. aizy should take him down, though, and indeed he will. So 8-7, a brilliant comeback by FaZe. And FaZe are a team who can be strong in pockets on the CT side, especially over towards B with Fox and jkaem, although they seem to swap jkaem and kioShiMa between some rounds as well, which is a good thing, actually, because it will keep the opponents guessing, the T side guessing. So let's have a look and see if FaZe can take the lead in the second half.
So we saw a bit of craziness there. If you look at the way that we just had a massive streak from FaZe to get back into it, And now it's down to the pistol here. So if Astralis want to get off to a good start, this is what they need to get going from themselves. I'm curious what kind of start we're going to be seeing. Okay, we've got a bunch of nades, karrigan and Zipex, smoke each, and a few flashbangs here, and karrigan's going to be on a PT50. So what is the plan here for Astralis? They have a lot of options with 2 smokes and 2 flashbangs. We'll see the smoke from karrigan go into mid straight away. So Astralis have mid control. Will they just hold it, or will they take it straight up catwalk? Catwalk is very dangerous due to the fact that the long range of the USPs is quite savage against these Glocks, much more reliable. But Astralis playing with fire, it seems, just for a moment.
So they're looking pretty strong for a B split at present. Their lurker is just still playing safe outside B. No hard read from FaZe yet. Still with the 2-1-2 setup, but events being popped now may raise the alarm. And they've gotten 5 Kevlars to have FaZe, so no retake nades whatsoever. dupreeh stopping the vent position from being taken by the CT. So far, so good for the T's. If X goes down, that's the bomb as well, which means jkaem should get another engagement as the bomb gets collected and brought back. And there it is, taken down again. karrigan, bomb carry goes down. So down to 3 versus 3 as they continue to duel with jkaem. He's making quite a nuisance of himself. Device is on a site right next to the bomb, but they've got a minute to play with here. dupreeh's picked up a USP coming in from the B bomb site, which will make the A bomb site, which will make things awkward for the FaZe side and will limit how much they can duel lower. You can see the paranoia kicking in, and they really need to go and eliminate dupreeh. He'll be wasting some time as well. 1 kill for him will finally get traded down to a 2 versus 2 now.
Yeah, this is a really cool strategy from Astralis, but jkaem, that effort, 3 kills already, now 2 versus 2 as they push into the B site, and great little pop from Device there. Able to use the distraction from a teammate, and over the top for the final frag. There you go, 9-7, and Astralis will take the pistol. So great individuals display there from FaZe, but I really like the opening from Astralis with the grenades.
Shows the power of having some grenades in your arsenal for the pistol round. They managed to take mid control, chase the mid player away, cause FaZe to play a bit more defensively, and then the more important smoke for CT spawn when they went for that B bomb site only had to deal with 1 player inside B and secured the round after that, even with a couple of great headshots from jkaem.
So now it's down to the shenanigans of FaZe. Going for a boost there on the A main. And, well, this is always a tough round to play against, but if you've got the drills, then it becomes significantly easier. And Astralis usually, when they're playing disciplined, are one of the best teams in the world at playing rounds like this, and the anti-force spy. And you usually expect a passive approach just to get rid of any possibilities that the CTs might be playing aggressively. Then later on, you know, still when you have a 40 to 45 seconds left, maybe even a little bit more time, you'll see the team going for that anti-force spy drill straight into a bomb site with all the Molotovs. But which site will Astralis choose? They have a wealth of options available to them.
I think we see a bit of a wall of smoke coming into the mid area, maybe to try and pull a rotation, maybe try and bait the CTs into playing around that smoke, but only dupreeh is there, so he can choose to pop the vent if he wants to. So sees the rain run past, and down he flies to take down jkaem. So we have the split coming in now onto the A site. The duels not going the way of FaZe. They are only on the pistols on this force. Rain's trying to position himself to make a nuisance of himself a bit later on. kioShiMa may get finished off by the clock, but no, he won't do. So that's going to be a rifle picked up now. 3 versus 3. We'll throw it to Rain, who's got full health, and Kevlar. It seems the CTs will go for this.
Indeed, Rain has the AK. Rain, the clutch monster. Let's have a look and see if he can pull something off with his teammates here. Have one guy go play the sacrifice, but a nice timing on the peak from the player on quad, and that's the end of Rain. So the clutch will not happen in the end. And pretty nice variation there of the anti-force by play, although that push into mid by dupreeh with the wall of smokes does feel quite dangerous.
FaZe are poor now. They're going to be stamped on, Dan. They're going to be crushed by the T's because they have mere USPs. I don't think they spent anything. No, they haven't. They've got $1,000 of value. That is a clean $200. That is stock pistols, baby.
That would be nice if people actually started using equipment value in stats. So let's say when both teams have, I don't know, over 15K or 20K, and then you can only have stats from those rounds, meaning that would probably be the gun rounds, or using like the money left in the bank for teams, so the rounds where it's a reset round for the economy. And then you can see those are like the more impactful frags than just anti-eco frags.
Right. It'd also be really cool to see, in the same vein, the cost efficiency of certain players with certain weapons as well. You know, what are they able to do with that FAMAS?
MSL with the Scar 20.
Exactly. That's a good example. Good example indeed. But the cost efficiency is like a really big deal, for example, for AWPers. And okay, we're not talking about kill reward, but we're talking about when you kill a player, how much money they've spent. And I guess every kill in a buy round is at least an effective, well, you take away maybe like 4K resources if you account for the average money for a rifle and the average money for helmet and Kevlar. So, so there's a lot of interesting things to do with stats, but maybe one day we'll get there. I think those days aren't too far away.
I'm probably going to get 20 tweets right now saying, but we already have that here and there, but I don't see it anyway.
Yeah, we need like a consistent implementation, and it's across all the leagues, and I think it's not too far away.
For 19.99, you can also have access to these advanced stats.
All right, well, 11-7 now, and the buy comes in for both teams. We've got the AWP on Fox, quite prolific on the B bomb site. Will there even be a challenge there? Might even see a really fast round from Astralis. They still have a UMP on karrigan.
The problem with that is if Fox doesn't throw a smoke, then whoever is playing towards B bomb site pretty much can guess that there's an op there. And if you throw a smoke, then you can't really go for a pick early on, but Astralis does it for them.
Fox is
the
known
get-right-esque type of play.
Nice combination there. Fox is always in the same place.
Yeah, he's known for very aggressive play or being in these spots very often. Oh,
still gets the frag, of course.
Yeah, but the trade comes in, he loses his support, and he's in the middle of nowhere, surely no more. And indeed, he does get shut down for the 3 versus 3. And look at the aggressive pop flash straight away there from Kjærbye, but he does get shut down by the already in position jkaem, as the bomb will be planted there by Device. And now 2 versus 3. Good chances here for both teams to claim this round now.
Device gets 2 kills.
Back to this.
Zipex gets 1 kill.
Janko with his prophecies. Prophet Janko.
Wow.
He's a fraud.
He failed me.
And at 10-second diffuse is coming in. Zipex has got time to actually do this, but he doesn't. Oh, he doesn't believe it's being diffused. Oh no, it's like matchmaking. He's just playing more than late. And it has indeed been diffused, so he will scarper and try and save what he has. I feel like Janko's just kind of trying to build these predictions before he starts trying to like scam people on Twitter or something. We'll see if it gets there.
Let's wait for the pick'em challenge.
All the casters have to like bounce Janko.
That's what I'm building up to, James.
I never do pick'em challenge.
Neither did I, but I can give people tips.
Yeah.
For
I can't deal
compensation.
I can't deal with the bronze and silver trophies, so I just don't do it.
Nice. Oh, this is a great boost here. I've seen this most from the North American teams actually, but it's starting to come into fashion into Europe. You see NIP doing it a lot now, and now FaZe are playing with it in this match. And there you go. Oh, almost 2 kills for jkaem. Critical damage done to Kjærbye. But FaZe, they are 5 versus 3 here. This is a really tough spot, and the nade from jkaem will finish off Kjærbye in the end. So, okay, where do you go from here? The mid take has completely failed, and you lose your man over towards A main, and people are just dying everywhere. This is just a bit of a disaster, isn't it, for the Danish side?
I mean, they just got pretty much outplayed this round and out-aimed. I don't think that boost is going to work for much longer because, you know, once people get fooled by it once or twice, then they're going to just start spamming through the smoke when they see it, and that's completely going to counter that setup. And not just that, if players are just running beneath it, right, towards mid and going past highway, well, then you have 2 players stuck in mid who are not doing anything to help their team.
Yeah, you're right. It reminds me exactly of the boost on dust to the old NOA stack, which is the one just outside double doors to look into catwalk or Xbox, which would look over the smokes, or the ability to have a better vision, you know, through the Xbox smoke. And that basically puts 2 players really out of position, and you have to get kills with it, and it's very likely that people will just kill 1 or 2 of you there. It fell out of fashion, not quickly enough, but it's good every now, like every once and again, very rarely, but.
I think it's still good for pistols though, maybe.
Yeah.
But people, still a lot of T's throw the Xbox smoke, so.
All it takes is some timing HGs as well from from a T side as
Who
well.
buys HEs in pistols then? Come on.
Well, okay, not in pistol rounds, but
Obviously, they buy five armors, always.
yeah, the 5 armors, man, clearly godlike.
11-9. Both sides of the AWP. And we have more aggression in A main, this time from FaZe. And there will be trades, there will be bloods, and there will be people hiding behind a forklift. Making those going to get taken down. Device so close to the next one. Death of 1 HP now. We've got people heavily tagged on both sides, but the man advantage is with Astralis. So both CT sides having a difficult time at the moment.
Yeah, I think Device actually got the tag on aizy to put him down to very low HP, like 8, and he does get finished off in the end, so Device's efforts were not in vain. And getting away 1 HP is pretty awesome as an AWPer. Now he's going to be able to try to support by just holding A main right now for his teammates. And do they want to throw the smoke and give the game away? Because there aren't many CTs left right now, so probably not even worth it at this point. We're just going to see them walk in indeed. And that's going to be the first frag from dupreeh onto Fox. Now it's just kioShiMa in this great angle, but he can't get the frag there onto Kjærbye instead. It will be another Astralis round, and they're starting to pick up a pretty respectable start to the second half, and FaZe are in economic turmoil once again.
They got no money. They got no money.
Well, there's some money.
They got some money. Well, Astralis have got much more money, as shown by what's in their handbags. Well, Device looking for the cross into short, wondering if he missed it. Doesn't see anybody in mid, and we have aggression over towards the squeaky door. Effects have taken negligible damage, and he will continue on his journey towards the closed door, the big blue door. The door of truth, the door of wonder.
That previous round was pretty important, seeing as how FaZe now is forced to eco, and I'm not really sure they made a good call to change the pace, try and surprise Astralis with that main push, but after they got the initial kill, then they challenged Device with rifles, and he has an op, and that doesn't work for them at all. They get distracted by Device, which buys enough time for dupreeh to just run through mid and get another kill there. So now they will be on a buy, but Astralis already has 13 rounds and a good economy going, and still Rain has a FAMAS only. But we see aizy as well is an AWPer. It's nice seeing how these players widen their game and
expand their horizons.
Expand their horizon, James, exactly.
Let's do it. Well, they'll do whatever it takes, I think. They'll do what works. We'll see if this works. Device with the AWP will have an opportunity taken away from him by dupreeh as jkaem gets taken down, moving towards the boost position. So maybe some plans thwarted by the Astralis side. We have the gun being collected, and Device, he knows what's going on, and he's going to get Rain in the face. The vent is open though, and kioShiMa will announce his position. Actually missed the vent. Not seen that before. That was pretty impressive.
I wonder if, I guess they didn't Molotov the vent there, I suppose, but now things are all spinning all out of control there for the Danes. We've got Zipex in a forward position, taking matters into his own hands and clearing out space for a bomb to go down. And there's the smoke as well to cover it, to allow karrigan to make way safely. But here goes Fox over the top of the smoke, perhaps with that AWP, but not, looks like he actually falls off. karrigan gets the bomb planted, so pretty tense here now as the bomb starts to tick away. Some nades left for the CTs as well. kioShiMa with a flash and a smoke to try to use. Get in here. Oh, the tag through the red container. Now karrigan feels the presence of the CTs. They are looming, but he's going to defend pretty expertly for the first frag. Down quite low though. Doesn't matter for Fox with the AWP, the big gun, looking for the big shots right now as Zipex is just hiding out by quad. The pressure comes in from Fox there, tapping the bomb amongst the smoke. This is such a gambly play right now. And there you go, Zipex. I mean, it's such an easy spot to play from for him.
He messed up the smoke. He didn't throw it far enough. So he couldn't even fake the bomb because it wasn't in a smoke. I think Zipex looked at it and was like, yeah, you messed it up, mate. I'm going to stay here.
A bit of a blunder there from Astralis after getting the 2 entry kills. They gave 2 of them away, but in the end the kill from Zipex towards aizy in the A-bomb site was what decided the round, and now FaZe again on an eco, and Astralis will have overtime secured if they don't throw this round away.
So you see Zipex just playing the spawn timings there to try and get the player as he crosses, but misses the snap We'll get 3 kills there with the AK, so he'll take that. He died for his country. kioShiMa and jkaem, last 2 men standing.
He didn't die for his country, James. He died for the stats.
He died for the stats. He died for the rating. He died for the HLTV rating. Died for MVP of the week. See if he'll make it there. Stay tuned. So kioShiMa at this point should really just hold on to the AK. Not much to be done for the FaZe side. Astralis moving to game point in this best of 3. This is the first map if you are just joining us for some reason. Maybe you're lost on the way here, but you're definitely here from the start. So down goes Kjærbye, which means another gun can be picked up from jkaem, but the device is close. He can't push too far because he's only got a AWP, but the nade will do the trick. I don't know how much money they have, but they're probably not terribly concerned. Yeah, they'll be okay.
That will leave kioShiMa with some nightmares, James. Seeing his friend blown away by a grenade like that.
That'll do that to you. It definitely will.
But another full gun round for FaZe. Fox only on an AWP now. He only has that and Kevlar, no nades. On the other hand, we have Device with the op. So Astralis has been going for that mid control and challenging him a lot early on, and we see FaZe adapting by sending 3 players there initially. So not to be this time.
Some very respectable bunny hopping there by Device and Squeaky.
Yeah, looking for that cat pick, perhaps. If the door is to be opened at any point, he does have a teammate to open it for him. What a gentleman. Although he has not opened the door yet. Kjærbye is soon to be a gentleman, opening the door for Device to get the pick. Perhaps waiting for some mid-pressure. Perhaps waiting for the CTs to get impatient and play for information. Still a lot of time left in the round to try to discover the best way to handle this.
They're going to throw the smokes towards mid. They're faking B split here, basically, and then they're going to go A with the bomb.
Okay, so the smokes it down. But will it be bought here by the FaZe side? There are the wall of smokes, as we can see, and the door will be open. Device will get the pick there, but at the cost of his teammate. Kjærbye is dead. 3 versus 4 in favor of the FaZe side, with Rain in a great position to secure the defense on A. If this push ever comes in right now, and finally it will arrive with the Molotovs, but Rain has not been Molotov, and they don't look. There's just too many spots to cover at once, and that's going to be the round for FaZe. Astralis, they still have bank to play with, but this will be an expensive buy, and if they lose this one, they're probably set to an eco.
I mean, obviously the problem was that their players got picked off trying to fake, but also Kjærbye, I think, went too soon out of the squeaky door. The bomb wasn't even at the beginning of A main at that point, and he didn't give enough time for the FaZe players to even rotate towards the other side. But as you said, still a good buy for Astralis, and we see Device hunting for a kill there on mid.
Well, we see more aggression towards main. Some movement over towards B as well. Fox getting into position after post flash to try and open things up. But he's going to get Molotovs out of position once again. That's a super nice Molotov. I will have to learn that one as well. So no one down for either side just yet. aizy being quietly boosted over towards A. There's still a lurker in Squeaky. Other than that, passive positions being held with regards to main. We do see dupreeh in mid though, so mid's been lost by the CTs at this point. We have, I think, jkaem going for a bit of a peek there. So perhaps it is... Let's see, where is kioShiMa? We'll come back to him. jkaem's getting taken down in mid, so...
That was a sick shot from dupreeh.
That was pretty nuts. That's shock steer right there. Oh god, so Rain with some hang time there. Not the right time for the hang time. It's going to be a 5 versus 3 all of a sudden. And this is, of course, game point here for Astralis. One away from that 16. This boost position, though, might be a little bit scary. Zipex might just fall immediately to aizy, but aizy's very vulnerable to short, and he feels like he's so vulnerable to short that he wants to go for the gamble. He wants to drop down, and he's going to get punished for it. Leaving just 2 players here for FaZe, but Fox is going to pick up the slack as much as he can. Device will be taken out, and it's retake time for FaZe. kioShiMa will be moving into connector, but swiftly dispatched there by the Astralis side. It's Fox against the entire team, and that's not going to happen. Astralis are going to pick up map 1. That's cash in the bag. Mirage is up next for them. But I have to say, for me, it felt like we saw more structure than we're used to seeing from FaZe, and for me, that's a nice improvement.
This is where you talk, Janko, and say, yes, I think you're right, Dan.
I'm not really sure, James, if Dan is right. I mean, we saw some improvements for them, not that much structure though. The way when they started winning rounds, it was mostly due to them running out mid, I mean, which was a good call, but it's not something really especially complex. You just run out and try and get the entry kills, which they managed to do. Then in some of the other rounds, they went for a simple executes towards the A-bomb site. It mostly come down to them starting to hit their shots, Astralis missing some of theirs, then having a weak economy as well. But I mean, the beginning of that first half for Astralis was just insane, with dupreeh and Kjaerbye leading the way. dupreeh finished the game with 32 kills, I think. Kjaerbye with 22, so that was some impressive performance right there. And FaZe, has to be noted, lost both pistols, had a miserable start in the first half, and in the second half, even when they won 2 of the first gun rounds, their economy was still being pressured, and Astralis managed to break them by winning a round. So a pretty nightmarish scenario economy-wise for FaZe in this game.
Yeah, and when I say more structure, I guess I'm comparing it to the old go A or go B, which was the was just the 2 choices.
If you compare it to Nicolai era, it's like,
yeah,
all right, good lads, this round we're going to rush A. Next round, we're probably going to rush B, but it might be A.
All right, that sounds good. Sounds good. Well, I mean, we saw, as Janko suggested there, a lot of the individual plays for FaZe working out to save them. But we are going to be moving into Mirage. So it's time to go for a quick little break. And when we come back, we'll have a bit more of a discussion about Mirage. And I think there's quite a lot to talk about. So we'll see you very soon. Stay tuned for that. Didn't want to do the normal habit of like